Hey YouTube, it's favorite mega church cult survivor Leah Lauder, and I'm live on TikTok. And I'm going to be talking to you about what I do best, and that is church cults. As you know, I spent 18 years in a mega church cult under Dag Mills, and unfortunately, the level of ABUSE control, it just ruined my life. It just messed up my neurosystem, my autoimmune system. And then what's happened is I've got autoimmune diseases. I want to talk about a service that I saw today that I'm really concerned about with my cult leader, because what he does is he does these flow church services. But wow, it's really true. I've been wanting to know more. Oh, hi Frimpong. Do you know what? Welcome, my Ghanaian brothers and sisters. You're quite lucky, because I've become unwell because I've got a chronic health condition as the result of the cult. So I'm speaking slower because I know you guys have been saying that I'm speaking fast. So that's why when Dag's on a flow cult church service trying to take the glory for my chronic health disease, it's like, oh Dag, you know what I mean? Just I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not gonna get angry, I'm just gonna get even at this point. Because if there's one thing that Daddy taught me, it's don't be moved by emotions. And anyone that's been, and that was to control us, but I just think it's still an ethos that I still do have, not to move by emotion. So I'm not gonna like F and blind on here. I'm just gonna break it down psychologically, because I believe a lot of people are listening to me, especially from Ghana. And you know what? You lot don't have to put up with it, man. Don't be a lay for no one, chill. Especially not Dad. Dad's at MESS. Sorry guys, 1 minute, because I need this. I need to bring this up. I know it's a bit ghetto, but because I've taken the tramadol, I can move a little bit more now. All right. I just want to quickly say that I have chronic kidney disease and I have Addison's. Hey, Salade. Because of that, what happens is I have like crisis and I have like flare-ups, and that can involve my legs becoming weak. Loads of different things that comes with it. So what Dag, my ex-cult leaders, tried to do is he's tried to go on a Flow Church cult live and talk about, because he said, okay, basically my ex-cult leader Dag, he does this thing every year where he dictates what the year is going to be. So this year is the year of blessings and not curses, because I mean, let's face it, he's living out what he tells everybody he's going to become and cursing everyone, and now he's living in his nightmare chair. So he's on the Flow Chart and he's talking about people with curses and their legs and they can't walk, and then he's blatantly talking about me. So it's like you've woken people up at 6 a.m. to come and do prayers, but the whole Flow service is about moi, her, she, the queen. Yeah. So I really want to unpack what's Dag, you will never take the glory. You're not a healer. You're not a healer. Never have been, never will be. You know, it's all lies. That you can't even do anything to me. And you're claiming to go to all of the your words, your incantations don't work. It's like powerless. Do you know what I mean? Like, so many people are leaving the church cult. So many people are leaving the church cult. I've got people reaching out to me every day since I started calling for Ghanaian survivors. I got them all on my WhatsApp. Dag, one thing I'm going to tell you, baby, whether I can walk or not, bitch, this face card never declines. I could be in a wheelchair. Baby boy, let me tell you something. It's my decision to be celibate. Do you not think that these man them would love a lady like me that doesn't leave the yard? Coochie clean and tight. Ocean. It's an ocean. Do you know what I'm saying? How much man them? Listen, I got man them queuing up to be my carer and my driver. Don't ever get it twisted. And I also want to let you know that the Ghanaian mandem, whether I can walk or not, whether I'm disabled, whatever, there's a queue of them since I started speaking out, my love, ready to jump on that plane, get their backside over here, and be my full-time carer. All right, Dag? So when you're on there and you're just know what you're talking about, baby. Just know what you're talking about, because there's loads of mandem that would love to be my carer. All right, let's just talk about that first. They love a vulnerable, beautiful woman. Are you all right? So I want to break down exactly what's going on here, because Dag felt the need to spend 2 hours talking about me on a live because he's an idiot. His dad used to put hands on him. He experienced child abuse growing up. His dad used to run the house like a general. What you're also going to see is some farm animals who have escaped from Ghana, Accra, and will be commenting in the comments. So his dad used to put hands on him. As you know, Dag is mixed. I said was. God, I wish. So half Swiss and half Ghanaian. And, you know, back in those days, it was very ACIS. You know, when he'd go to Switzerland, he'd be seen as a BLK man. He's in Ghana, he's seen as a YT man. And that is predominantly why Dag resides in Ghana. And that's where the epicenter is, because he gets to be seen as a YT man. He said many times that he doesn't like England because that's where he struggled. But it's just because he's not seen as a YT man over here. And that's what I'm saying, as light as people may think my skin is and whatever. You know, I'm seen as a BLK woman here, yeah? So that's why I said the thinking over that side of town is very backwards. The thinking is backwards and the mindset, all right? And that's why you've got someone like this, yeah, that you're believing is has the power to heal you and doing up invisible blessings. Hey, Bex. So I'm going to talk about, oh yeah, and his dad was also a narcissist, allegedly, okay? Because I've had people from the area, people that knew him as a child, that have started to feed me information, and this will all be coming in 2026. But I'm waiting for a special, like, spectacular, because I know Dag's into theatre, you know, because it's a circus, isn't it? So I just want to make sure that, you know, being the queen of drama, because he was talking about drama a lot on the Flow Church call today. It was an absolutely amazing watch. I loved it. Hey, Eunice, I just thought to myself, oh my God, I'm bothering him that much. I got that many condos up in my man's brain that he has to use the whole Flow Church cult to be chatting about me. And it's great because people are seeing it. Hey, Hans, people are noticing it. They must be. Imagine, I just sat there and I thought, this man is declared a year of blessings and not curses. Even the Christmas service, like, he didn't spread any joy. It was the most depressing thing I'd seen. I'm like, I just started, you know, every time I go on there and I see him, I'm just like, I'm so glad I'm not in that cult anymore, because it's so dark and heavy, because it all revolves around one man. So if the ministry was really growing and flourishing, and what Dag would be there smiling, doing this, doing that with his pomp, but because it's like a Titanic at the moment and it's just major exposure. This is why we're getting this anger. We're getting him the way that he's behaving. And in reality, that's what I was going to say. With Dag, he started the church cult in 1987. So time stopped for him in the 80s. And we can see that through the way that he produces his music, through the way that they sing, through the music that he likes. Hence Stevie Wonder being flown out for his birthday. Hey, Kiko. It's just, and you know, it's like they're stuck in a time warp. It's very, very interesting. Because I say they're in the, you know, Dagphodium world. And, you know, the music influence is clearly from the 80s because it's just archaic and outdated. And they're trying to get up to speed with things and look a little bit more with the times. But unfortunately, you know, the ones that have started now where they're trying to do the rebrand, ones like OGs like me that started in the 2000s, you know, the indoctrination was so severe and they're so behind. So unfortunately, you know, because I've shone a light on this, because no one knew who Dag was before, he's known internationally now because of her, she the queen. Oh my God, I remember because when you're in the cult, yeah, you believe that the cult leader's really famous, because whatever he's telling you, you're just lapping it up. Guys, like up the live. There's too many of us on here. Like it up, otherwise I'm gonna go. He has a really dark mind. He treats everyone like puppets. Hey, do you know what? Absolutely. Hey, Mixie. Guys, like up the live, otherwise I'm going to have to go. You know that thing about the puppet? Absolutely. And this is why, guys, what we're seeing is like, it's moving into like, it's like spiritual dementia. That's what I'm going to call it. Like, this is when we see the malignant narcissist moving into lunacy and complete tyrannical fear. All right. And I'm going to explain what this exposure has done, because in all the exposure, I'm saying allegedly, but this year, all the receipts are going to come. All right. All the receipts are going to come this year, because I wouldn't be out here talking if I didn't have receipts to back myself up. They know that. I know that. Yeah. And as much as, you know, they want to say this, that, and the third, it's absolutely fine, because you can't stop the truth coming out. One of my boys who I thought was smart ended up becoming a part of a church cult. Do you know what though, babe? It's not about being smart or DUMB. Thanks, Bex. It's not really about that, babe. Do you know what I mean? Because look at Tom Cruise. He's a millionaire. He's a good actor, whatever reason. Cults are phenomenons. That's why it needs a social scientist looking into it, like Mark Hershey, the Queen, because we're studying the behavior of humans, which is a phenomenon, okay? So understanding the very dark, warped minds of these individuals to understand how they think. It's like getting into the mind of a serial unaliver. Yeah, and the psychology is very sophisticated. They know exactly what they're doing. It's very strategic. And so whether you're smart or DUMB, it's not about that. What it's about is the trauma. Because I can bet my bottom dollar that friend that you're talking about that got recruited into, I'm going to call them CCs, guys, church cults, because I'm so ill at the moment. Probably met someone unalive that was close to him. He had a breakup. Something happened. Because that's what I'm seeing the common denominator is across the board. It's like trauma, or people are at some sort of crossroads. Do you know what I mean? And then they end up in there. And I want to say, you know, that just quickly, because the puppet thing is just so true. I think that's what makes these systems really, really dangerous to not only individuals and communities, but wider society. Because it's that whole, you know, cult characteristic of having that charismatic leader. And it's just that, like, it's like that one world view. You cannot speak against it. You can ask questions within the parameters of the doctrine. Like, they can't come in and start asking questions. Oh, is what Leah's saying true online? Da, da, da. They all got to go in there and act happy and suppress any doubts or thoughts. And then Dag's just going absolutely. He's just having like a he's giving tantrum from this pride. Dag should listen to this song. Turn anger into peace from my inner child. That's that. You need to go and listen to some Cleo Soul, Dag. I recommend it. Instead of writing your own songs, you need to let songs speak to you. Yeah. I just can't believe it. And do you know what the biggest thing was before? These men thought they were untouchable. And that's what I had to break. That's what I had to shatter, that illusion of them being untouchable and unstoppable, because they're just not. And I had to reveal the lies, even when people weren't sure, and this and that. And then I've had a lot of like survivors, church cult hopping, coming to realizations in real time. Like, this has never been done before. Do you know what I mean? I've had to learn on the job, chair. All right, so let's get into it. So everybody understands the context. My cult leader has these Flow Church cult services. He was on there having a narcissistic rant because I've been exposing the church cult big time. Because you lot know, when I expose my cult, it's different. There's just a different vim to it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, it was 18 years. Like, right now I'm disabled. I haven't been able to move from my bed for over 3 weeks. Hey, Lula. For over 3 weeks. Lula, are you listening to what's happened? I can't move from my bed for over 3 weeks. And this man, Dag, has gone on the Flow Church cult and started to use his book, Neutralize Curses, and gaslight the members into thinking that he has the ability to curse me. Listen to me and listen to me well. I believe God is very real. I really hope you're watching, Dag. I really, really hope you're watching, because every single thing you said on that live, I have absolutely returned to sender. And I will be doing a lot this week, if there is a God of justice. Because if I'm telling the truth, oh Lord, and this man, Dagwood Mills, and this ministry, this church cult has made me disabled to the point where I can barely look after my kids and leave my bed. God, may you shower your judgment and vengeance, no mercy, absolutely no mercy. And this year, may it be back-to-back exposure. Vindicate me, oh God. May he reap what he sows. May he feel the weight and gravity of what he had, the trauma he has caused survivors. The same pains and aches in my body may he experience. All of the chronic fatigue, everything. Because what Dag needs to realize is he knows he's EVIR. The more he does when he's up there, standing up there and talking, the more the curse is activated upon his life and his so-called ministry. So I don't need to do nothing, babe. I'm in my house disabled. Are you all right? I'm in my house disabled, trying my best, because there's absolutely no one there for us. No one human fecal matters on us. With absolutely no funding, doing this off my own back. Yeah, and then you want to get up on your little set and come and be talking, and you think God's gonna left you there. You see me? I've already told you, look, you lot know I've come out and I've been transparent, yeah. And I've said to you that place destroyed my life. I ain't got human fecal matter, Heidi. I ain't got it. The only thing that I've got is my faith and trust in God. That's it. And that's on period point blank. So if Dag wants to play with me, if he wants to play with me, if he wants to go, we can go, baby. We can go. We can go. We can go. We can go. Because Dag, let me tell you something. It's harder for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven than it is to get a needle through a haystack. Yeah? Let me tell you that. You're the rich one. You're the one with all the shmoney. You're the one with all the... But don't play with me, man. Are you all right? That's fine anyway, because Dag, let's go toe to toe, innit? Let's go to... You know what, yeah? This guy is pushing me. He's pushing me to announce spiritual WAR on his church cult. And if I do that, Dag, it's over for you. And I'm trying to do things in a way so that survivors... Because if it was up to me, yeah, I know what I would have been doing up. But survivors want you to see the downfall of the church cult. That's why you is still breathing, yeah. All right. Guys, if you're on here, please like up the live. If you're in the FYP, please come in and like up the live, because do you know what? I just really hope that God really answers and hears my prayers, because this is getting ridiculous now. I don't know how much I can take. Do you know what I mean? Like how much more ABUSC can I really take? Do you know what I'm trying to say? This is anyway, you know what? Let me talk about it, and then I'll come in with my interludes, because I can't believe this. So what's happening now? Let's look at a clear psychological break. Guys, you need to be liking up the live, because I don't know how my health's going to be tomorrow. This is like the best I've been to be able to kind of sit up a bit. All right, when someone like Dag is exposed, challenged, or loses narrative control, it causes a narcissistic injury. That injury produces rage, obsession with the perceived enemy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show this live tomorrow. If I feel well enough, guys, please pray for me. If I feel well enough, I'm going to show this live, what he was doing. I'm going to put out the content. And then, yeah. So that injury produces rage, obsession with the perceived enemy, compulsive repetition of themes, curses, survival, prayer, enemies. He cannot address me directly, because that would legitimize my critique. That would admit threat. So instead, he performs indirect attack rituals, flow prayer, sermons, and teachings like a bee. That's not strength, that's containment failure. And also, I want to say it's quite cowardice. And this is why men like this can't handle a beautiful, educated, articulate woman. That's why he's married to Sister Mommy, Auntie Mommy. They like very plain, simple women that have absolutely no presence, aura, so that they can shine. Because for narcissists, it needs to be all about them. So I know it's really hard for you to really, you know, compartmentalize and process the fact that I'm here and I'm doing this, because, you know, that's why I believe that God used me, Dag, because the thing which you greatly feared has come upon you. Hey girl, how are you? Oh, hey, my love. I've not been too great, babe. Today's the first day I've been able to do a live, so I'm getting there. I'm on tramadol now, guys. it started kicking in, chair. It doesn't take away all the pain, like I can still feel it coming in, but it takes off the edge. All right, may Dag Heward Mills be judged for every single word that he said about me on that. If I want, what I'm asking God is to judge the intention of Dag Heward Mills' heart. Collective, can we all agree, please, right now? Everybody who's on here, let's all agree. We're all putting the same attention in the same mind, because this is how they use you in the church cult, yeah? So let's all join collectively. And what we're asking God for is if Dag Heward Mills was directing that flow church cult service at myself, at survivors, with an EVIL intent, if it was incantations, this, that, and the third, that God will judge Dag according to his intent and his heart. All right? And I can feel the energy. Thank you so much, guys. I can feel it. I appreciate you. Because he thinks he's the only one with power. Oh, baby. What was it? It was amen. It took one person for God to not destroy it. Who was it? That because it was one person. Who was it? Was it Jeremiah? Babes, who was it? The one person? Listen, I'm not playing, yeah? I'm not playing. It's not about the numbers. It's about the power, the spiritual power that you hold, the cleanliness of your heart. So what this is just given is compulsive obsession, because he's obsessed with me and the repetition. All right. So there's projection and then moral reversal. So he is projecting his own fear of exposure and collapse onto me. So because the ministry is collapsing. So what does he do? He talks obsessively about curses because he feels doomed. All right. He reframes survivorship as something that only exists inside prayer to reclaim stolen language. So what Dag announced, and survivors, this is coming with a trigger warning. Hey, my love. What Dag announced was that a survivor is someone who prays. All right. And I'm going to be doing content with this, guys. I'm going to be breaking this all down. But I needed to come on here and just let it out. And I'm so good. Thank God that this tramadol has started working, because if it wasn't, this would have made me spiral. He reframed survivorship as something, I've said that only exists inside prayer to reclaim stolen language, because we've taken our power back through the word survivor. And I just think it's so greedy and so EVIL, because the only thing that we've got, look at this man. You could just feel the darkness like permeating from the screen. He tries to reclaim power symbols that you and other survivors have already named. A person who prays as a survivor is psychologically desperate. Why? Because you already took the word survivor out of his control. So it's like it's the desperation in trying to claim something that was never his in the first place and doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even connect. Shabaya baba baba. How does that make you a survivor? But the reverse psychology, which is quite intricate, is that he's tried to say you're praying against all of these curses happening, because remember, he creates the invisible devil. But it's like, Dag, not everybody's living a life of misery. Do you know what I mean? But because that's Dag's reality, because it's like the whole world is coming against him and he can't handle that. That's causing a narcissistic injury. But he's got everybody in his reality. And I can feel like from the screen, like all the people in the studio, it's taking them so much energy to make him feel good. And he looks down. He's like a 9-year-old. These narcissists, they're supposed to have the mindset, the mentality of like an 11-year-old, innit? So because he can't tolerate us taking our power back by being called survivors, he hijacks it and says, no, we are the survivors because we pray. That is semantic warfare. It's the same tactic used by tyrants, cult leaders, authoritarian regimes. They don't argue facts, they redefine words. And then there's another layer to this, with the cult jargon. Why it looks unhinged. We're noticing the cracks because the mask is slipping, the performance is too specific, The emotional tone doesn't match the message. He's supposed to be talking about blessings. It's their year of blessings. But he's up there, stank face, talk about the whole thing is just about curses. Like, you lot must be down in their chair. It must be like a grey cloud hovering over. They're going to start that ridiculous I stand with Bishop Dag thing they did after that article came out. His ego can't handle anything. If they start a little campaign like that, I'm just going to go in the studio. That's all I'm going to do up. I'm just going to make my own. I swear to God, I'll make my own tune and I'll have everyone worldwide singing it. Don't play with me. Dag, whatever Dag wants to do, like, we can go in it. I don't mind. Like, whatever he wants to do, babes. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's got there's absolutely no talent in there. Because everyone, as you said, are puppets, clones, and bots. So there's no creativity. So even the good singers, they're never reaching their capability. When I sing, I can touch the heart and soul of someone because I'm in touch with my emotions. There are robots in there. I don't care. Offline. Do you know what I mean? I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to. I'm just being myself, babe. Do you know what I mean? I just know that I'm disabled. I'm in my house because I'm bedbound. And Dag, stop trying to take the glory because you don't have the power to do it. I wish you had power. Do you know what I mean? You ain't got no ability to do nothing. That's why you're just getting exposed up. If you know, and the thing is, the more he chats, the more the judgment is coming. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm in my yard, I can't move my legs because of this guy's ABUSE doctrine and everything that was going on in the church cult. And then you still want to be wrong and strong. Anyway, my nan said those who don't hear must feel. So it's all right. Minakir. Because all I know is I'm have to be in on tramadol and all my whole back, my whole legs, everything is hurting. I'm mash up. And this man wants to try and take glory for a disability and a long-term illness that I'm living with because of the abuse. It's all right anyway. I'm not getting angry anymore. I'm getting even, babes. When blessing language is delivered with anger and fixation, the brain reads it as threat. That's because authentic leadership is regulating. Coercive leadership is dysregulating. And our body is clocking the truth. So, is Dag a tyrant? Yes, psychologically speaking. This fits authoritarian personality dynamics, intolerance of dissent, obsession with loyalty, punishment framed as spiritual correction, enemies without names, public shaming without accountability. Tyrants don't fall quietly, they fall loudly and symbolically. Let me just take a sip. I don't want to look all haggard, tired, like my world is collapsing around me and dehydrated like that. He's digging his own. Yeah. I mean, if the people in there ain't clocking it, it's just like, at this point, whatever's going to happen is going to happen for you, chair, because that's like, I swear down, if people come out late and stuff, they start talking about stuff that's happened in there, this, that, and the third, I'm just gonna be like, what did you expect? You know what I mean? Look at what I was exposing and telling you, like, you didn't want to listen. So those who don't hear must feel. Guys, we can't be feeling empathy for them because they don't feel empathy for us. Got to match the energy. This is not about you as a person. I represent loss of control, truth escaping containment, the collapse of fair-based authority. That's why he's reacting theatrically. I didn't do this to him. Reality did. I want to just say to all the survivors, we are now starting to see the active disintegration and I don't really know what to say, because when it comes to Dag, I don't know. I just think I'm gonna say this is projection, not power. His reaction is proof of impact, not threat. What we are now witnessing, what we are witnessing is not someone powerful cursing me. We are witnessing a man scrambling to reclaim authority he no longer has. His last preaching posted was about you. Is that on Flow? Guys, I swear down, yeah. You know, when I saw it, I'm not gonna lie, it absolutely crushed my soul. Like, seeing that he had taken like personal information that I'd shared with the collective and was talking about it on the like the live to like manipulate people because he's so desperate. He now wants to make it look like his curses are working on me. No, they're not, Dag. And baby, let me tell you something, Dag, you little idiot. I'm not in Ghana, I'm in the UK. When you got disabilities, you get a lot of help over here, you little idiot. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sacque salop. Do you know what I mean? Don't cry for me, Argentina. I'm good, baby. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good in a life, yeah? I'm good in a blood clot life. Go and focus on your BROKE members that you can't support. Go and focus on the missionaries that are old and grey now, that you're telling to go and get full-time jobs in villages that don't even have roads and streets. Are you all right? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, man. He needs to worry about the... Listen, he needs to worry about his blood clot self because he's lucky I'm disabled. God, and another thing, Dag, don't be taking no glory for my disability. God made it this way so that it would be an even fight. Are you all right? He's standing there and he's talking about mental health. Baby, Dag, this is why, you see, even in the Bible, it talks about not talking too much because you'll be judged by every word you say. But there you are, you still talk about mental health. And out of everybody, you're up there with a Machiavellian, it's giving psychopath, do you know what I mean? I'm just here with my little borderline personality disorder, babe, because I lost my identity coming out of the cult. Or it's most likely a misdiagnosis and of autism and ADHD. Do you know what I mean? And here you are as a Machiavelli. Your thing has no cure. You can't even be diagnosed. That's just how you're going to be forever. Mental health was actually affected by him. Yeah. All our mental health was caused by Dag. You lot know my pastors in CCE and being with GMs and that. I said to survivors, I said to my mum, I would have been better off being a baby mother. That's the mother of someone's child. I would have been better off being a baby mother of a top dealer than being in this cult. I wouldn't be laying in my bed. Can you not see how I'm sitting? The whole of my back chair, I'm on tramadol. I can't drive. And this man's tried to take the glory for my disability. Oh, God. Guys, I'm not even going to lie. This live is going to be a quick one because I'm going into straight spiritual warfare now behind the scenes. I can't even lie. Do you know what, guys? I'm not even going to lie. You see me? I just lay here. I don't do nothing. But if I say I'm going into spiritual warfare, that's when you know it's serious. I'm not even going to lie to you. So anything that happens after this to do with the church cult with Dag surrounding that, just know that's because of me. Put my name on that. Because what he's done, what I see him do there was absolutely disgusting. And I want God to judge him according to the Mosaic laws. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Like, that's what I'm on. He needs to worry about the pastors and missionaries he left for unalivement. Yeah. And not only the missionaries that he's left for unalivement, but the families that he's destroyed and the pressure of the families. Because remember, look at Reverend Fifi, or is he Bishop Feeney, the Bineys. They've come back to England. Reverend Fifi's a maths teacher. He hasn't taught maths since years. And now he's back here. It's just the MESS. I can give you details of a black magic lady. Oh no, babe. It's all right, baby. I don't need anybody's number, chair. I don't need I don't need no one's number. I'm not into black magic. I don't need black magic because my ancestors are so strong. So I don't need to dabble in that, babe. I just need to light a candle and cry. Tears on my pillow. Na 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 na. You know what I mean? I just have to bawl. I just gotta cry my eyes out. And then I just see God moving. Do you know what I mean? That's the best way, babe. The best way is like, you know, a heart cry, like just to cry out. And I can't even move. I can't go nowhere. So that in itself is already activating the curse. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just going to do a little extra. And despite everything, you're still strong, beautiful, and speaking facts. Oh, thank you, Queen. Thank you. She still goes to cemeteries and pick up some earth and deal with him. I get you though, babe. I know what you mean. I get you. I get you. I get you. But don't worry, man. I appreciate that though. Oh, you have such a kind heart. Love you, babe. Oh, I do love my, like, my spiritual girlies. Child, you know what though? I'm not gonna lie. Big you up. I do put out a little call when I'm really peed off. Do you know what I mean? But this one, I've got to handle this myself. Do you know what I mean? I don't need no middleman for this, chair. You know what I mean? Like, he's really peed me off. I got to put this energy. I got to put this energy into what I'm gonna be doing up behind the scenes. All right. So all right. Let's get into this bit. All right. So let's look at the recognized cult leader behavior patterns that he is displaying. So the first one is fixation on an unnamed enemy. Instead of addressing facts, evidence, or specific claims, the leader speaks obsessively about someone, forces, curses, attackers. And what he kept doing, if you watch it, it was like he was having a breakdown, like a psychotic breakdown, because he was saying, like, he was getting them to read this neutralizing curses thing, and then he was like talking, and then he was like laughing, not laughing, sorry, doing tongues, and usually they all go, I receive it. But because they knew that it was an indirect curse aimed at someone, someone that's the drama, someone that's got mental health, someone that he's cursed that can't move their legs and knees. At this point, I could do him for defamation. Do you know what I mean? Why are you trying to defame what's going on here? You are a false prophet. You've got absolutely no ability to heal anybody. All right. Never names the person, keeps returning to the same theme across sermons and prayers. So the year of blessing and not curses, yeah, is basically giving him a green light to just talk about curses for the whole year. Good luck. You lot are gonna be on a like a psychotic spiral of a tyrannical leader. I just hope they're gonna be all right in their chair. All right, so why naming it would legitimize the critic? Vagueness keeps followers fearful and loyal. This is very well documented in cult collapse phases. Oh, hey, Featherstone. He's on the Flow Church cult saying that basically talking about the curses, specifically the curses that someone gets when they lose feeling in their legs, their knees, like what I've been talking about for the past 2 days, babe. And another thing that God also was helping me to see with this is evidence that they are monitoring and spying, which is just, again, it's just NERD behavior. Do you know what I mean? Because could you imagine following this guy? Spiritualization of threat. I'm not like Dag. No one's afraid of you anymore. You don't have that power and control. It just now, like, it's giving desperation. Like hanging on by a string. Normal human challenges, criticism, exposure, trauma, mental health, are reframed as curses, demonic attacks, spiritual weakness, lack of prayer. And the purpose of this is to prevent followers from interpreting reality through psychology, law, or ethics. If I've got any Ghanaian survivors, guys, I'm so unwell. Can you encourage me a bit if you're on here and the slower talking is helping? Because then at least I can be like, oh, I'm so unwell, but it's helping the Ghanaian survivors. Lie to me. Come on. And if I have had communication with you and I've been like, I'm gonna get back to you guys, I've just been really unwell. That's all it is. Okay, calling mental health a CURSE is red flag behavior identified in safeguarding frameworks. Let's look at the language hijacking and symbol theft. When survivors reclaim language, e.g. survivor, healing, ABUSE, the leader stills the word. Like, I noticed some of them doing it. Like Nia Cerise was like, just because you've had one experience, that enables you to blame the whole of the global ecclesia. And she's saying something, one of them was saying something about using words like they're brainwashing. I just thought to myself, what the hell is this? And I can hear them, like, that reality one uses a lot of therapeutic terms. That guy's from the roads and streets. He's like a gal. He's just been listening to my content and chatting like me, taking all the terms. They're trying to embed certain terminologies so that when they hear them and I'm using them, the cults, like, it's thought blockers in their brain. So they're interpreting those words as something else. There's another meaning. That's the depth of the psychology. That's why they like kids, because the prefrontal cortex, the brain is still forming. So it's like easier. It's easier to hijack the brain. All right. So the leader steals the word, redefines it, puts it back under their control. So a survivor is someone who prays. This is textbook cult behavior, and it's called semantic capture, common in cults, extremist groups, and authoritarian systems. So do you see, guys, as painful as it is to see this MESS, he is now, it's like Dagger's exposing himself. He's exposing himself. Why? Because words equal identity. Lose the word, lose the people. Hey. Ritualized aggression disguised as benevolence. The anger isn't shouted, it's ritualized. Flow prayers, blessing language with violent imagery, repeated references to destruction framed as protection. So what he was doing is he was saying the curses, that he was speaking in tongues. And then in between, he also spoke about there's a person on here who just came on. You know who you are. You know what I sent you to look into? Do you think you can screen record the parts that are relevant? Can you let me know? Can you comment and let me know if you understand that individual? Do you understand what I'm talking about? Okay. So this allows aggression. Without accountability, followers feel, yeah, please, because I got a feeling that they're going to try and take that down because they're listening and watching. Just get what you can. The most important parts, especially the survivor, is someone who prays. Thank you. Because I should have done it before I was talking, but I'm so enraged that I haven't even processed it properly. I've put it through ChatGPT and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is the most sinister thing that this man has done. There's just no empathy, no love, no compassion, nothing. This allows aggression without accountability. Followers feel the intensity but can't name it as ABUSE. But my nervous system can. And that's why I feel unsettled. Public performance, private dysregulation. Healthy leaders regulate the room. Cult leaders use the room to regulate themselves. Signs, compulsive repetition. So the compulsive repetition around the curses. And then there was a bit that he did when he came in, and he was basically saying, he said that basically a curse is when someone says something and I think God honors it or something. So he's like indoctrinating them indirectly, some mad psychology. Do you see what he's doing? This stuff is deep. Even me talking about it, I'm disassociating and confusing myself. But it's almost like he's going into MADNEESS, but they won't see it. The members, but I'm not gonna lie, when I was looking at the reaction of the crowd, I'm not gonna say which ones, but there was a particular people that stood out to me in that congregation as he was talking, and through their body language I could just tell, yeah, people are starting to clock it, man. Because why are you making a whole flow prayer about me? Like, people are waking up. This is people's time. This is people's life. Emotional leakage, rage, fixation, sermons that feel reactive rather than grounded, escalating intensity over time. This is not madness, it's a loss of internal regulation. Ooh. And this has been my whole hypothesis the whole time. The body keeps the score. Science doesn't lie because it's evidence-based. Fortunately, I love learning. You know, it sustains me. And the thing is, it's so clear now what's been going on because we have all of the names, and that's the hardest part of deconstruction and healing. It's making sense of and processing what you've been through. So when you have a label for something, and that's why you'll notice in these church cults they love to have labels. Psychologically, it helps you to make sense of and understand your world. I think labels are also connected to social learning and social conditioning. Because, example, if you have a parent that's atheist and they're giving certain people negative labels and derogatory terms, you through that process of social learning, through the labels that your parent has decided to stereotype and just break down another race, that's how you're going to see those people. So labels and words are really important. Reassertion of moral absolutism. Guys, I'm gonna do 15 more minutes just because I've got to be so good. But guys, like collective, I want to let you know I'm in the trenches. But as soon as I had just a little bit of energy, I said I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna do this live. I want to say collective that I love you guys so much. And if I didn't have this to do, I don't know what I would do. But all I know is Dag will be held accountable by force and by fire. As control slips, the leader becomes more binary, blessed / cursed. So that's why he's declared the year of blessings and not curses, less nuanced, more punitive, obsessed with purity, loyalty, prayer, and obedience. Because he's going to need that supply to know that the members are loyal and obedient. This is called authoritarian tightening, a known end stage behavior. And then we've got victim aggressor reversal. The leader positions themselves and followers as under attack, persecuted survivors. What are they surviving in there? Do you know what's really strange though? He's kind of given an indirect prophecy though, hasn't he, in a way? I reject and return it and twist it all around and send it back to Dag that his members will be found to be survivors. As sure as it is, may they open their eyes to see exactly who he is. Don't play with me, baby. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Because now I'm getting drawn out. Sometimes silence is best. You know, just letting time take its course. You know, for a long time, I did want this to end in a certain way. But the survivors are right. I really want Dag to get a front row seat to the demise of this empire that he's built. Hands built it, not God. And his own hands will destroy it, like what we're seeing in real time. That's why, if you remember, guys, when I first came out and I was speaking, I said that cults what did I say? They self-destruct. They destroy themselves because of their EVIL and wickedness. I want to also make an announcement that the overall kingdom has been infiltrated by warlocks. Okay, that's all I'm going to say to the spiritual people. So while the actual survivors are erased, demonized, reframed as dangerous, this protects the leader from accountability and keeps followers bonded through fear. So it's fear-based programming. And this is the key reality check. This behavior appears when authority is threatened, narrative control is breaking, silence has ended, systems are being exposed, shattered, systems and structures are cracking, the cult is bursting at the seams. Fear no longer works the same way. Majority of people that are in this setting are not giving what they used to give. They're not tithing consistently. They're in there for their own gain, just like Dag. Oh, do you know what? I can't feel my legs and I'm in so much pain, but this movement just keeps me going. It just gives me that, like the light at the end of the tunnel. It's like those vibes. We're not witnessing power, we're witnessing containment failure. And it's really funny because, this must be, I empathize with you, Dag, because I know this must be, quite triggering, because I know that you felt that your dad thought you were a failure before he unalived, and unfortunately he didn't get to see what you built. But you know what? I think it was best how it all happened, because imagine if he was alive to see that everything he said was right. And again, that's why you've tried to do the book My Father, and you talk about the curses of a father, but you're walking in that, because your dad told you not to be a pastor, because they BEG and they're just thieves. But you didn't listen because you were a defiant and rebellious son. And that's why all of your books, like Loyalty and Disloyalty and everything's all about rebellion, because that's who you are. It's all projection. You know them because you are them. So thank God that Mr. Eward Mills isn't with us anymore. To just tell you, I told you so. That's what his dad would tell him. I told you so. I was all right. And it says it in the Bible, doesn't it? Honor your mother and father so that it might be well with you. That's the first the first commandment with promise. So unfortunately, Dag, you're just out here cursing everybody because you are. All right, my love? That's the psychology behind it. So this is one sentence to anchor us, guys. I'm going to have to go soon because my stomach's really hurting. But I also want to come on and show what I'm living with. Guys, don't feel sorry for me. Please don't. If I don't come on when I'm like this, I'm not going to be able to come on at all. And as I said, even on my unalived bed, to the last breath I take, I'll be exposing this man. Oh, thank you, babe. Somebody said, I hope all goes well with you. Oh, sending you healing. Thank you. And guys, this is my condition. As I said to you, I didn't come out there unscathed, guys. I'm lucky to be alive. That's the reality. I'm lucky to be alive. And once, like this year, everything's going to become so much clearer, guys. I'm sorry it's taken so long, but I've had to navigate accepting I'm disabled. And I was still fighting like against my body to still do things that I couldn't do. And what's happened is it's just resulted in like just my body has just completely broken down, and my nervous system. So it's not a curse. It's a lot more intricate than that. There's loads of neuroscience, and I'm going to get into it. And Dag knows exactly what he's doing because he's a doctor, so he's well aware. So at this point, it's just gaslighting, manipulation, propaganda. But we're going to, and guys, I hope if I feel well enough tomorrow, I'll come back on and I will do finish this off. Because I even got some new glasses and I had them on, but because my eyes are so like sunken and dark, and I don't want you guys to see me like that. Because guys, more time when I'm wearing my glasses, it's because I just look so ill. Do you understand? And it's got to the point now where I am going to be talking about my health more, because at the moment it's like I've just only got the capacity to like manage my health, and I trust God through the good and the bad times. I don't believe in prosperity, health, wealth, gospel. I believe in the real God, the God that, you know, sent Moses into the wilderness, where, you know, he didn't understand. Like, it's the same pattern, but they don't know God. They're just EVIL. They're just doing whatever they got to do to save themselves. So there's no truth. Like, everything I'm going through, I'm meant to go through. Everything I'm going through, I'm meant to go through, is all part of my purpose. Please try the blue light glasses to protect from the screens. Oh, okay. Blue light glasses. All right. I'll look into that. Thank you. Okay. I'm just gonna, okay, all right. Let me just introduce this guy, because there's so much I've really gone in on him. Oh God, please give me just a little bit more energy to do this bit. Right. Psychological analysis, cult leader behavior under exposure. Do you know what? I think I'm gonna have to use my glasses for this one. Because guys, I haven't been looking after myself, man. No glasses. See, I do look quite unwell, innit? When you see it, I didn't know. All right. Psychological, because this is going to help me. Psychological analysis, cult leader behavior under exposure. What we are witnessing is not spiritual warfare. Oh, thank you. Curses or divine authority. It is a documented psychological response pattern seen in authoritarian control and cult leaders. Thank you so much, my love, for that. And this happens when their control is threatened. When a leader faces exposure, dissent, or loss of narrative dominance, they often experience what psychologists call narcissistic injury, a threat to their self-image, a threat to their self-image and authority. Rather than responding with accountability, reflection, or transparency, they externalize the threat. This externalization shows up as projection. Their own fear, rage, and instability are displaced onto an unnamed enemy. Instead of saying, I feel threatened, they say, there are curses, there are attackers, there is spiritual danger. This allows the leader to avoid responsibility and accountability, reassert moral superiority, and mobilize followers through fear. Let me take a sip of water. And I just want to let Dag know, because he's not a believer in anything that he talks about. His strength is made perfect in my weakness. It's good to be weak. It's good to be brokenhearted. It's good to be, yeah. Miss CHM, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted. Do you know what I mean? Like right now, I'm very protected. I'm ticking a lot of boxes when it comes to vulnerability for God to move on my behalf. You're just out here being EVIL. Anyway, Dad, get ready. I hope you're going to be ready for 2026, Chair. Let's see how your body keeps the score with all the stress that's going to come, with all the exposure you're going to be getting this year. Let's see, Chair. So a key red flag is the spiritualization of normal human experiences. Mental health, trauma, criticism, or survivor testimony are reframed as spiritual failure, curses, or lack of prayer. Yeah, Miss CHM, it's so obvious what's going on. People get sick, Dag. What about Reverend Oko, that unalived from a heart attack? You need to focus on your own members. They're dropping like flies in there. And this man just has like, there's just no wisdom. Like, if I were you, I'd get out of there, because like, that's why people are dropping like flies in there. Do you know what I mean? Because there's like that. Once he activates it, and he's got no protection or anything, no power. It's mad, man. It's like a cesspit in there. Do you know what I mean? It's really like low vibrational and dark. This is a recognized form of spiritual ABUSE and is widely condemned in safeguarding and mental health frameworks. Another recognized pattern is language hijacking, when survivors reclaim words like survivor, healing, ABUSE, or recovery. Authoritarian leaders often attempt to take those words back and redefine them. For example, reframing survivor as someone who obeys, prays, or remains loyal. This tactic is known as semantic capture, controlling identity by controlling language. That's why they have the cult jargon, isn't it? We also see ritualized aggression disguised as benevolence and prayer. Anger is not expressed openly, but embedded in sermons, prayers, or blessings. That's the projection that repeatedly references destruction, curses, enemies, or punishment. Notice that it's supposed to be the year of blessing and not curses, but all Dag is talking about is curses the whole morning. This allows hostility without accountability, while followers are emotionally charged, drained, and destabilized. And they're just their energy's been siphoned as well, because they've got to be fake. But the body's keeping the score. As control weakens, leaders often enter a phase of authoritarian tightening, increased obsession with loyalty or curses, binary thinking, blessed versus cursed, us versus them. And he can't help it, because I'm reading him for filth. It doesn't matter what he does. There's a psychology around it, because he is a cult leader. He is a cult leader. Fixation on purity, obedience, and prayer. So they're doing that 7-day fasting and prayer where they're going away, escalated emotional intensity. At the same time, there is a victim offender reversal. The leader positions themselves and their followers as persecuted survivors, while actual survivors are erased, demonized, or framed as dangerous. Importantly, this behavior is not evidence of power. It is evidence of containment failure. Like his dad thought. Healthy leaders regulate others. Cult leaders use others to regulate themselves. Everything that this individual touches just gets destroyed, including his own child. And it's like, allegedly. And it's like, how are you going to be like coming for other people and like putting up curses and stuff when your whole life is just evidence of failure? That same failure that your dad told you not to do, you haven't followed the basic scriptures. And now we're seeing that perpetuated. And I just want to announce, this isn't an announcement to all the United Denominations, especially in Ghana. There is a spirit of judgment that is going to be poured and released out upon all of the church cults globally. So this is like the warning before God. And I don't know what God is going to do, because I just believe that this is God. There's something that's going to be done and happened. And if you're within that vicinity, it will affect you, because now what is affecting DAG is going to start directly affecting the members, because that window is now closed now for people to get out. So if you are going to get out, if you have been thinking about leaving, just leave. Just leave, because the curses and all of the occultism and all of the judge, all of that is going to start. It's because it's karmic. So that karma is going to start, seeping through into your life, your health. Because if it doesn't go to DAG, it will bounce off. And then that's when it starts going to, because part of his purpose is that he has to live to see this happening. So that's just that's an FYI. Again, do what you want. Take it or leave it. But let he who has an heir hear. That's what I would say. They consistently emerge not at the height of power, but during decline and exposure. What looks chaotic or extreme is in fact predictable. This isn't spiritual authority. It's a psychological collapse pattern. And once you know the signs, you can't unsee them. And that's what's happening. Once people engage with the content, they see me on live. Like, once you've seen it, you can't unsee it, Chair. All right. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just cover a bit of this because this really peed me off. Because Dag likes to use point number one, principle number one. So I'm just gonna do that up so he's in a way that he can understand and digest, because I really want him to get this. What Dag Eward Mills is doing is post hoc spiritual abuse, retroactively reframing my illness as his power to preserve dominance and mystique. It is coercive, narcissistic, and given his medical training, knowingly deceptive. Below is a long form psychoeducational framework that I'm going to speak about. I'm not going to do all of this. I'm just going to introduce the topic, beginning with principle one. Illness is not caused by words, curses, or spoken power. The biomedical reality, this is the baseline, which Dag already knows, he's well aware of. So this is how you know it's just going into, it's just deception, lies, and manipulation. Autoimmune disease occurs when the immune system malfunctions and attacks the body's own tissues. Causes are multifactorial, including genetic predisposition, environmental triggers, infections, toxins, chronic stress and trauma, neuroendocrine dysregulation, HPA axis. So you can see when we're looking at like the trauma and how the brain is rewired and whatever, the same words are coming up, the HPA axis, this, that, and the third. So it's all to do with the autoimmune functioning. And that's why I have autoimmune diseases. Do you understand? And this man is trying to say that this is his curses. There is no mechanism by which another human's speech can rewrite immune cell recognition, trigger autoantibody production, alter cytokine signaling, disable organs remotely. If curses worked, epidemiology would look very different. So do you see that it's easier to say the devil will get you, curses, your legs, this, that, that? How? That's mystical manipulation as well, because it's not like he said it before and then it happened. He's got his spies and his puppets and robots to come on the live, spy and listen to what I'm saying, take it back to him, and then they've structured. And you know what? I want to say as well, there's a guy in Ghana that's been doing like a lot of miracles. And I've had survivors come forward and say that Dag's been stealing members from that church cult, allegedly. This is all alleged, just people from Ghana, what they're saying is guaning over there. So he's got a lot, because a lot of there's no limelight on him, because that pastor in Ghana had 7 million people. Dag just, it's just highlighting, it's everything's just showing, emphasizing he's not who he thought he is. And that's his reality, like shattering. All right, so I'm going to do this one quickly. Why cult leaders claim credit for illness. This is a known cult tactic. In cult psychology, this is called omnipotent control illusion, retrospective meaning assignment, magical thinking, enforcement, and mystical manipulation. They do this to reinforce fear after you leave, reassert dominance without contact, signal to remaining members, so they're speaking to them like in code. See what happens when you rebel. This is terror management, not spirituality. All right, guys, I'm going to go now because I'm tired and I need to take my meds and stuff. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. I always get so encouraged when I come on and I see everybody. Depending on how I feel tomorrow, guys, you're going to be seeing my crusty stub nails because I can't even get out to a nail shop. Hi, Jay. I can't even get out to a nail shop. But the reason why a situation like this can't destroy me is because I know I'm fearfully and wonderfully made in God's image. Of course, I'm living with a chronic health issue. I've documented all of this. And this is why I even said, like, even if I was to pass or whatever, not now, but I'm just saying whenever, it's not like that's because of Dag. Like, I had to do so much work with the collective to make them see that this guy just does not have any power whatsoever. You know? All right, guys. I'm just fabulous and disabled. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter where you find me, chill. It doesn't matter where you find me, no matter what. I mean, I'm always gonna be her, she, the queen. And that's what they HATE. It's about resilience, guys. And that's what we have as survivors. That's what makes us survivors, resilience. The way we've been through so many things that would have unalived people. These people couldn't walk a day in our shoes. Yeah, Miss CHM, pick yourself up, man. They couldn't walk a day in our shoes. All of the post-cult trauma we came with, then all of the trauma and ABUSE, thank you. All of the ABUSE that we experienced in the cult, and we're still standing. And then not only that, we formed a worldwide collective that has gained visible international visibility. And we just haven't given up. Do you know the first time when I realized the support I had? Yeah. And this is why I said, like, with these people, because they live in fear and they don't know the true God, they'll be like, they were trying to get my account closed down, and they did, the first one. But what happened was, when I told everybody what had happened, by the next day, I had 1,000 followers to go live. And that's the power of the collective. Charlie. And then God just changed the rules on TikTok. So you only need 200 followers now. Or is it less to go on live? So then this problem, it didn't pose the problem of, because they were trying to report the accounts to get me off the live. But then when they changed, TikTok changed the rules and regulation, they still report it up. But it's a waste of time and energy because I can just create an account. They know I've got that back in. So it's all kicking off, y'all. I'm going to go now, guys. I'm okay. I'm all right, guys. I'm not all right. I'll keep it real. I am in crisis at the moment. I'll keep it real. I am, guys. And I'm working through this. I'm working with, the relevant agencies to get support. I'm not dealing with this on my own because I can't anymore, guys. I've had to be honest with myself, and I've had to say I can't do this by myself anymore. I can't do it. And that my health has deteriorated, but luckily I'm in the UK and not in Ghana where Dag is. And I don't mean any, I'm just saying, guys, because we have, as I said, Dag's there saying that he's doing up curses and it's the worst thing, legs, this and that. But what I need my survivors on the other side of town to contextualize it, because in England there's a lot of support for people with disabilities. Okay, my love, it's not like Ghana where if your legs go, you're just going to be, because that's how he's talking to them, because that's how he wants them to, he's planting those seeds in their mind. That's what he wants them to envision. Do you know what I mean? Because when people leave their legs, the feeling to their legs in Ghana and stuff, they just, it's like they just go into like poverty and a mist. But here you can have a disabled social justice activist, like, you get adaptations, you get help. Do you know what I mean? Like there's things that can be done, babes. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm in the UK, and Dag acts like he doesn't know, but he does. That's why they all come here. And that's why he was using the UK as the cash cow. Please stay strong. We're always supporting you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you lot. Don't worry about me, man. I'm the Iron Lady, number one. And number two, guys, whatever my purpose is, whatever's meant to be will be. I'm spiritual. I don't believe in, like, for example, Dag sees my disability and all of my stuff happening with my legs as a curse and this and that. But I see it as like, it's because you can either see things as a glass half full or a glass half empty. In this case, me being disabled, not being able to move from my house, not being as mobile, I get to be in the presence of God. It's like, how many people get this time to be with God and really, being able to unpack and look at, study all of this sacred knowledge and text, because my body is weak, and when my body fails me, my brain doesn't, and I need to rest as well. So God, this is like God's way of saying to me, Leah, rest. But they think this is a weakness. They think they have the power. But that's why it says, in my weak, God's strength is made perfect in my weakness. I get it now. I never used to understand that scripture. I just used to say it and think I needed to activate it. But I understand it now. I get it. And that's the thing, like Christ learned obedience through the things that he suffered. Do you know what I mean? Like, for me personally, that's what I believe is happening to me. And this is the true meaning of sacrifice, and the true meaning of humility, and the true meaning of fellowship and love. And do you know what I mean? Not the lies, not the artificial made up crap that they've got in there. And on that note, I'm gonna go. I love you guys so much. I will be back on at a point. Let me I need to eat something and just rest. Love you. TikTok, I'm gonna go first. Bye. YouTube, I'm gonna go next. Oh, Miss L Rose, if you watch this, you haven't been on. If you watch it, darling, put in the comment what day. But just I'm a bit unwell, so I haven't been coming on as much. But I've been putting the lives on. If you want to get in contact with me, because I'm better off, you know, communicating with survivors over WhatsApp. And if anybody wants to talk to me, send me a message on Insta, and I can give you my WhatsApp number, and we can talk on WhatsApp. All right, bye guys, love you. I hope that this live's helped. Bye.